Hello, thanks for clicking on the video. I'm currently in the middle of batch painting a ton of night goblins, night goblin archers. This is where I'm up to at the moment. In the last episode I did their eyes, and you might just be able to see some red in there. Yeah, there we go. I'm very conscious that in the last video I uploaded, I could see the red in their eyes on my phone, but when I uploaded up to YouTube, the red seemed to not make it through, so I'm not quite sure about that. Something I'll learn as I go on, I guess. If anybody wants to tell me why my videos don't look as good on YouTube as they do on my phone, feel free, that would be awesome. So at the moment I'm painting these. There's 30 there, there's 10 here, and what I'm doing this time is I'm painting the teeth and the kind of like rope they've got around their waist, the bits on their bow, and also the arrows on their back. So that's this guy. Let me just put my phone down. I'm balancing that there. And let me just compare this to, here we go, here's one that's the same. So this is a before and an after. So the idea is to do all the white-ish bits. So I'm painting these with a very basic paint job, super basic. They're not meant to be anything particularly pretty. You're just going to be looking at them from a distance. So I'm going with as least effort as possible on them. So these, basically, this guy in those areas has just got Rhinox hide, I think it's called. Yeah, here we go. So Rhinox hide sprayed black, then Rhinox hide painted over all the bits that I'm just about to paint. So all these brown bits, I did the Rhinox hide in his mouth, and everywhere else. So yes, there we go. And then this time what I'm using is Baneblade Brown. And I'm just going to do Baneblade Brown over the top of all those bits, single layer. If I was painting like a character, this would be like a whole, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 layers, maybe more, blending up. But, and we'll do that in another video. But for these, I'm literally just doing a single layer. Key things are making it look neat, so that from a distance they look good. That's basically it. Once these guys are finished, I will be putting. I'll be doing their bases, and they'll look awesome. In fact, let me have a quick look at this guy. What is there left to do on him? I think he's probably about as complete as he's gonna get. He's got his eyes, he's got his teeth, his skin. I even went 2-tone skin. He's got his dry brushed cloak. So yeah, actually, the next video after this will be doing the bases. So that's quite an exciting video. So yeah, so there we go. So let me just jump in and start painting these boys. Get some paint. What I've noticed, a couple of things I've noticed about this paint is, to start off with, it's about the right consistency for this, because I'm doing a single coat, it needs to be a little bit thicker than I normally would have been doing. I made the mistake then of trying to paint it while looking at my phone. That's not what I want to be doing. So yeah, so I'm just putting it on. It's, like I say, it's a little bit thick. I probably wouldn't use it this thick if I was doing a character. So you can see all I'm doing here is I'm just putting basically little dabs. I'm trying to make it look neat. It's kind of stylistic. It doesn't matter if it's not quite in the right places. It's more of what it represents. So like on the bow here, I'm just gonna kind of represent a few of these strips. I'm not really kind of painting it all, just going to make it up a little bit as I go, so that by the time it's done, when you look at it from a distance, it looks good. That's the key thing. So I'm leaving a gap between each of these, and I am a little bit, anal about leaving those gaps. So let's just put it around here. This is a bit like kind of a cloth that's wrapped around the bow. I feel like I've got too much paint on my brush there, but there we are. Just pull it around. Moving off camera here. Apologies. So that's something. This is only my second video. I'm still experimenting with my setup. I haven't really changed a huge amount. Mainly kind of atmospheric stuff this time. We'll get better as we go. But in the last episode, when I was doing the eyes, I had the clock ticking away in the background. Was first thing my son said to me was, "You need to get rid of your clock." He was right. So that's now in the bathroom. I can still kind of hear it from a distance, making its noise, like almost like it's complaining in being locked in the bathroom. It's not really locked in, but you know what I mean. So I've got rid of the clock. That was a bit of a fail. So I was hoping to leave a bit of a gap there, but I'm just going to pretend it was on purpose and blend it all in together. There we go. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the clock. So atmospheric stuff. I also had a ridiculously squeaky chair in the last video, which I didn't notice until I was listening back, and it was just like, it was ridiculous. So there we go. So there we are. So that's the first guy painted. No, it's not. I haven't done his teeth. Again, key thing here is I'm not really trying to paint the whole thing. I'm just going to put a little dab to represent his tooth, and same there, and same just about there. So all I've done, like, I'm not really trying to paint everything. I'm just, less is more. Less is more is what I'm trying to say. So there we go. That's that guy done. So I got a few more boys. Let's do this one. So this guy's got a lot less to do. He doesn't have a quiver on his back, and his bow's mainly covered over by his hands. So just a little stroke across his the flights of his feather, put it on his hood, and then strips around his bow, and then across his arrow as well, and the other side of his bow. And then his teeth. It'll be interesting to see if they release these goblins again. So these are the ones from the Battle of Skullpass. Actually, no, that's a lie. This one is not from the Battle of Skullpass. This is the existing Gitz Stabbers, I think it is, box that you can get. This guy, these monopose goblins, here I'm dropping around. These monopose goblins are the ones from the Battle of Skullpass set that was 7th edition. Came Night Goblins versus Dwarves. I say Night Goblins, there were some Forest Goblins in there as well. On their spiders. In fact, they were excellent, those Spider Riders. We'd gone a whole edition, 5th edition, without Spider Riders. It was very sad, because remember, not 5th edition, 6th edition. 5th edition, Spider Riders were in. They were on chubby, like, squig-like spiders, which are really funny. And then when 6th edition came out, Spider Riders were relegated to a like a note at the back of the book saying, if you want, you can use Spider Riders, but they basically count as Wolf Riders. And then in 7th edition, they put them in the box set, and not only that, they were excellent miniatures. They're still good now. But yeah, so very, very good. Very pleased to have them in there. So all that to say, it was Night Goblins and Forest Goblins versus Dwarves in that kit. And I know there's, it was one of the, it was a really loved kit. In fact, to be fair, all of the fantasy box sets starter kits have come with a good selection of miniatures for their times. So the Empire versus Orcs was excellent, and some of those Orcs are coming back out, so I assume the Empire ones are going to as well. The monopose Orcs with the double-handed weapons, two-hand weapons, where you just stick their heads on, and the archers, those are coming back out, I've seen. So I imagine the Empire troops are coming out, so that's spearmen and handgunners. That would make sense if they're bringing the other ones out. So yeah, that was a good box set. What did you get in that? You got Orc Chariot. That was where the plastic Orc Chariot turned up. You got the Orc, the guys that we've just been talking about, the Orc boys with two-hand weapons, Orc boys, Aura boys, and you got a general on a boar. And the reason you got the general on the boar is because the command group for the old Orc kit came with a pair of riding legs. So all you need to do was put a boar in there, and you could turn the champion into a boar rider. So yes, that was a good kit, very good kit. Then 7th edition, you got a shared load of goblins. How many was it? 2 units of 20 spearmen, a unit of 20 archers, and a unit of 10? Yeah, a unit of 10 spider riders, plus shaman and war boss. So that was what? 2, 4, 6, 70 and a couple of characters. That was a lot of goblins. I don't know if any of the other box sets ever came with that many. It was very good. Island of Blood was also very nice. The models in it were really, really nice. It's a shame that they didn't release a box set like that, a starter set for Old World. I'm not quite sure why they've done it the way they've done it, but there you go. But yeah, so I'm basically just gonna carry on doing these boys. I'll just finish this one quickly, and then we'll end it there. And like I say, next video we'll do bases. Oh, looking at that, this guy. So, and actually now I think about it, these guys, I need to do the metal on there. It's not going to be anything special. What will I do for the metal? I'll probably do 2 layers. I'll do one with a dark metal colour. So for my metals, I have got an old chainmail which I'm using, and I will be mixing some black in with the chainmail for the first layer, and then I will be doing a second layer over the top, which is just pure chainmail. You know what? I'll do a little video about it, because it's only going to be, what, there's 6 guys here who need it. That could be my next video. I'll explain that process. Yeah, just quickly finish this guy. I am actually very much almost out of paint. I don't particularly want to get some more on right now. There's always a problem that I have anyway. I don't like mixing up new batches if I don't have to, but I do have to. Right, there's not really any mixing to do. Like I mentioned already, this comes out of the pot and is the right consistency. It's just as you leave it, particularly under a light, it just dries up and the consistency changes, and it starts to go a bit streaky. Just as arrows to do. I already do one, did I? Don't remember doing it. Yeah, as you can see on the arrows, I'm not trying to pick out all of the little individual feathers, and I don't think I even would on. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if I paint one nice like a character, we'll see when I get there. Don't know if there's any goblin characters with bows, so I probably won't. Maybe I'll have to be when I do what else or something. Cool, there we go. So that's that guy done. He looks alright. It'll do. It's a basic job. It doesn't need to be anything particularly special. At least I don't think so. This is when you've got so many to paint. I've got 2, 4, 8. I've got another 100 goblin spearmen to paint, and I don't particularly relish the thought of spending a really long time on them. These guys will look absolutely fine once they are based up and they're at a distance in a unit. So I will show you that. But yeah, so there we go. So this is these guys for now, and I will. Yeah, next episode will be the metal on the few guys that need it. All right, thanks for watching.